Good afternoon, Cross Timbers. Today is January 25th, 2017, and I am Rebecca Hernandez.
And I'm Ariel, Steele. On today's show, we take a look at the Centennial Art Exhibit.
And how one university is turning urine into fertilizer.
Also, we give you today's weather report and tell you what to look out for in the world of professional sports.
These stories plus more coming up next on Texan TV. In campus news, the 100th Centennial celebration commenced with the Centennial Exhibit Gallery reception on Monday, and it will be ongoing until Saturday, January 28th. The exhibit gallery is located in the Clyde H. Wells Fine Arts Center and is a free exhibit with historical items and artifacts dating back to the 1917s. The exhibit is to commemorate Tarleton State University's merge to the Texas A&M system and the university's growth into the future. President F. Dominic DeTabio was one of the many people to arrive at the event and had this to say about the importance of the exhibit. A good way to ground yourself for the future is to look back and see what has happened the last 100 years.
According to the Stephenville Empire Tribune, 4 finalists have been selected to possibly be the new city manager. The candidates were all invited for interviews, which will take place today. The finalists are Alan Barnes, Bo Thomas, Jim Gray, and Jeff Jenkins. Barnes recently served as a city manager for Gonzales, Texas, and has almost 20 years of city management experience. Thomas currently serves as the city manager for Belmead, Texas, and has 29 years of local government experience. Gray, with more than 30 years of local government experience, currently serves as the interim city manager in Jersey Village, Texas. And lastly, Jenkins, who recently served as the assistant city manager in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, has 12 years of experience in city management.
In state news, the 2 suspects who were responsible for a shooting in San Antonio Mall were charged with capital murder. 34-year-olds Jose Luis Rojas and Jason Matthew Preto were taken into custody after the 2 men attempted to rob a jewelry store at the Rolling Oaks Mall. Things quickly turned violent when 42-year-old Jonathan Murphy attempted to interview and was fatally shot. Rojas was shot several times shortly after Murphy's intervention, leaving him hospitalized and in critical condition, according to the statement released by San Antonio Police Department. Both men are currently being held on a $1.5 million bond.
In national news, a way to turn human urine into fertilizer is on display at the University of Michigan. After the ribbon-cutting ceremony, the university showed how they have installed a different type of toilet and a urinal in an engineering building on campus, and have designed it to convert and treat the urine so that it will eventually become fertilizer.
What we're celebrating here today is the opening of our new urine diverting system on the University of Michigan campus. So what we're doing is in the men's bathroom and in the women's bathroom in this building here, we're diverting the urine, we're separating it from the rest of the sewage stream and collecting it in the basement where we turn it into a fertilizer product. This specific process that we're using here to treat our urine is unique. There are lots of homes that are doing this. People who want to be more sustainable, create their own fertilizers, can do this on their own. But this is the first kind of collection and treatment system of its kind in the United States.
So this is the treatment chamber, and we have urine coming down these 2 pipes, the male and the female urine, and then they come down into the storage tank, and we have a computer-controlled system that then automatically does the processing through the different treatment steps.
It's possible that when people are asked to, contribute to a system where their urine is diverted and used as fertilizer, they might feel a little queasy about this at first. And so a large part of this Infuse project is actually on the social science side, the education side, whether people are willing to adopt it, and if not, what can we teach them about this problem and this solution so that they're more accepting of this type of solution.
This research is being conducted across multiple states and is a part of a $3 million project funded by the National Science Foundation.
In international news, residents in Flint, Michigan will no longer have to grapple with the man-made water crisis. Yesterday's announcement stated that the state will no longer be providing a credit on customers' water bills. Officials first noticed the leak problem in October of 2015, while the city was still under state management. 12 people died due to the disease outbreak that experts suspect that was linked to the elevated levels of lead. Lead from old pipes leaked into the water supply due to incorrect reading of federal regulations, where corrosion-reducing phosphates were not added. Water system levels no longer exceeded the federal limit number of the lead, but residents are still being told to continue using the faucet filters or bottled water. Governor Rick Snyder has apologized for water crisis that has been largely blamed on his administration. Flint's water will continue to be monitored in the county for lead and copper until residents are ensured of having access to clean water. The replacement of the line is suspected to take years. For more of today's national and international news, we turn to the AP News Minute.
This is AP News Minute. President Donald Trump is expected to begin a series of executive actions on immigration on Wednesday. Two administration officials say one move could involve plans to build a wall on the U.S.-Mexico border. The Senate has voted to confirm former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley to be the new U.S. ambassador to the United Nations. Haley resigned as governor so she could accept the new position. Protests were held in Seattle after President Trump signed legislation allowing two controversial oil pipelines to go forward. Opponents of the Dakota Access and the Keystone XL pipelines could fight the projects in court. Parts of Nebraska and Iowa could get a foot of snow as a big winter storm powers through the upper plains states. Snow and gusty winds forced officials in South Dakota to close a stretch of Interstate 90. Sandy Kozel, The Associated Press, with AP News Minute.
Today in sports, there are several games tonight in the NBA, but the three key matchups are games you won't want to miss. The Dallas Mavericks take on the New York Knicks at 7:30 p.m., while the Chicago Bulls will face the Atlanta Hawks at 7. The Golden State Warriors will also be playing at 7, battling against the New Orleans Hornets. And which matchup are you most looking forward to tonight, Rebecca?
Maybe my team, Dallas Mavericks.
All right, well, who do you think is going to win between Dirk and the Mavs and Carmelo and the Knicks?
I gotta give it to my boy Dirk.
Okay.
Most
we can
likely.
Give it to Dirk. We can give it to Dirk.
Okay. And NFL last weekend wrapped up with the playoffs and officially kicked off with a countdown to the Super Bowl 51. The New England Patriots will fight for the top spot against Atlanta and Falcons on February 5th in this game you won't want to miss. Who are you most likely going for?
Well, you know, me personally, I go for the underdogs. I think we're going to stick to that with the Super Bowl, and I'm going to take Atlanta.
I'm going to have to disagree with you. I think the Patriots can take it.
And I'm going to have to disagree with you, with Tom Brady. Well, today's weather report is brought to you by weather.com. As you can see, the sun is out and shining today in Stephenville, but don't let that fool you. Temperatures are only expected to reach the upper 50s today with winds up to 20 miles an hour. Tonight, expect lows in the 30s with clear skies and slight winds.
Today's broadcast was produced by Sydney Burns, Danny Hernandez, Ethan Taylor, Latricia Powell, Quinicia Frazier, and Alejandro Erguin. You can watch Texan TV at 12:30 live in the dorms on channel 2.1 or check out our website at www.texannews.net.
Tune in next week for the latest news from the Tarleton State University campus in Stephenville, Texas.